final thoughts? Well, the BET Awards were last night. Notably, they were very black. Oh, but can I say that? What with my whiteness and all? Well, too damn bad. Question, was this a celebration of black entertainment or an opportunity to complain about the plight of wealthy black actors and musicians? Curious, because I saw a lot of talent on that stage, but at the same time, a whole lot of victimhood. Oh, and police bashing, that too. Meet Grey's Anatomy actor Jesse Williams. He won the Humanitarian Award last night, which means the BET definition of humanitarian is someone who perpetuates a war on cops.
What we've been doing is looking at the data, and we know that police somehow manage to de-escalate, disarm, and not kill white people every day. So what's going to happen is we are going to have equal rights and justice in our own country, or we will restructure their function and ours. Yesterday would have been young Tamir Rice's 14th birthday. So I don't want to hear any more about how far we've come when paid public servants can pull a drive-by on a 12-year-old playing alone in a park in broad daylight, killing him on television and then going home to make a sandwich.
Killing someone in broad daylight and then going home to make a sandwich? Are you kidding me, Jesse? Know what else is interesting, bud? Though the term unarmed black man may be literally accurate, it doesn't tell the whole story in most cases. In a number of cases, if the victim ended up being unarmed, it was certainly not for lack of trying. Grabbing an officer's gun or using other equipment to beat the police doesn't give you a free pass. Oh, but heaven forbid someone be critical of this movement.
If you have a critique for the resistance, for our resistance, then you better have an established record of critique of our oppression. If you have no interest in equal rights for black people, then do not make suggestions to those who do. Sit down.
Equal rights. Please tell me, Mr. Williams, what rights black people don't have. Also, white people, yeah, we do have a record of critique of your oppression. In fact, do you know how many of our ancestors fought in the Civil War to free your ancestors? Bloodiest war in the United States history was over what was right, and it was largely white people fighting it. In fact, it was white Southern Democrats who fought for, not against, slavery. Oh, but speaking of privilege, let's listen to this high-paid television actor tell us just how bad he has it.
We've been floating this country on credit for centuries, and we're done watching and waiting while this invention called whiteness uses and abuses us, burying black people out of sight and out of mind while extracting our culture, our dollars, our entertainment like oil, black gold, ghettoizing and demeaning our creations, then stealing them, gentrifying our genius, and then trying us on like costumes before discarding our bodies like rinds of strange fruit.
I'm sorry, Jesse, but I won't be apologizing for my whiteness, just as you don't need to apologize for your blackness. It's not white people working to divide America. It's you. You and Beyonce and Jada Pinkett Smith and Al Sharpton. Do you see yourself as a victim? If so, I feel sorry for you. For someone who wants equal rights, it sure sounds like you prefer special treatment. It sure sounds like you'd like a gold star at the end of the day just for being born. Get over yourself. You're not a humanitarian. You're not a unifier. You're not teaching black children to go forth and conquer. You're teaching them to feel sorry for themselves. Nice work, and how about you sit down? Those are my final thoughts. God bless. Take care.
Blasting like crazy. So here we are again, folks. You know me in politics, I don't like them. And unfortunately, my hands are up and I have no peace in my hands. Let's look at this from the brass tacks of exactly what it is. We're here today to talk about an old friend of ours. And everybody knows who she is because we've all sat here and talked about her in the past. Her name is Tomi Lahren. Now, this little podunk white girl from Rapid City, South Dakota. Yes, I cannot say podunk white girl. You don't like that one? How about a conservative cunt? How about that? Yes, I can actually say this because there really ain't shit that you or your political guys can do about it. There ain't really much Republicans can do. There ain't really much that Democrats do. Hell, no politician can touch me. That's the beauty of this country. Now, obviously, why the hell would I be literally concerned about Tomi again? Well, here we are. Tomi took another shot at Black America. And I say Black America because I have yet to hear her go off on white America yet. Instead, she spent the majority of her time in the last 5 months defending her stance in regards to the Beyonce debacle from the Super Bowl. And of course, saying that white America is not doing anything that Black America is doing. Okay, let's see if we can run down a list here. You named Beyonce and Al Sharpton and a whole host of other men and women who are African Americans, who literally personify exactly what we are all about. So apparently we can't have a voice, because if we have a voice and we start voicing our opinions, then dumb broads like Tomi here would actually sit here and get pissed off about it. So since she basically decided to pick on the privileged TV actor known as Jesse Williams. Now, let's just, before we even do that, Jesse Williams, as many of you know, is an actor from Grey's Anatomy. He plays Jackson Avery and has his own nice little podcast. He literally is very active around the world. He's a man who came from nothing and turned it into something. And that's the part that's pissing Tomi off. No, Jesse Williams is not privileged. He busted his ass and earned his stripes like everybody else. We're talking about a man who was a former teacher who decided to become something more than himself. He didn't have to have it to the point where basically he had to rely on One America News Network to actually make himself popular. In fact, it's almost safe to say that anybody who pretty much argues with this child literally is going to get the short end of the stick. It's probably going to end up sitting here getting reamed by the conservatives who are just sitting there on their asses doing absolutely nothing. We got to bear this in mind. Tomi is a Republican. Well, that's mistake number one. Number two, she was born in South Dakota. There ain't really much to do in Rapid City except start bar fights and drink beer and play hockey. That's a little knock to you, Rapid City Rush. So that tells you exactly I know what I'm talking about. Tomi, I'm a sports guy. I'm a sports guy who loves talking about sports, who loves blogging about sports, loves writing about sports, loves doing shows about sports. So why the hell am I talking about you? Again. You want to talk about basically you're the one that's on point? Here's a newsflash for you, sweetheart. You're not on point. You're 23 fucking years old. You're literally not old enough to even know exactly who the president was. And let's talk about this one for a second. You were talking about basically how there were whites that were actually trying to defend that oppression back in the Civil War, the bloodiest war in U.S. history. I'm guessing obviously the start of World War II didn't count when Pearl Harbor. I'm guessing, September 11th didn't really mean shit either. I'm guessing all these didn't matter. Bottom line is, Tomi, let me educate you for a minute. You're literally an idiot. That's the nicest way I can actually put it. You don't know a damn thing about politics because you've been hanging around Republicans all your life. You may come from a military family, Jill, but you really don't know shit about it. Apparently, if you were so good, you would have graduated from, I don't know, maybe USC or maybe even the University of Texas. No, you're a UNLV graduate who managed to get lucky enough to sit here and rub elbows with the right people. I'm not going to say what else you have been doing to basically earn your position, but I'm guessing that when it comes down to it, you just wanted that moment, that opportunity to be able to take a shot at whoever the hell is pissing you off. Now let's sit here and talk about One America News. One America, it's kind of a walking contradiction in itself. We are the divided states of America because of the fact that apparently on this side, if you're white, you're right. But on this side, if you're not white, you're not right. And that's basically including everybody. That's including African Americans. That's including Latino Americans. That's including Asian Americans. That's including anybody who basically is not of Caucasian descent or Irish descent or European descent or slack-jawed yokel, bang my sister before I went to the military descent. And it's probably a knock on you. I'm probably thinking in my head that maybe that military background is the reason why you love to scream your head off constantly, over and over and over and over. But it makes no difference. You're not accomplishing anything, except for the fact that you have literally proven that you say you're not a racist, but yet you literally made it clear that what Jesse Williams did was the same thing Beyonce did, the same thing Al Sharpton's doing. So I guess it's the same thing that Malcolm X did, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and Abraham Lincoln. What did all three of those men have in common? Oh, right. They all got killed. They all got assassinated. Malcolm X was assassinated by his own brethren, his own brothers. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated by a racist white man who didn't like the fact that people actually coming together of different races and actually singing "We Shall Overcome." And Abraham Lincoln? Well, he was the man who pretty much wanted to end slavery altogether. Look how well that worked out. He was attending a show and got a bullet in the back of his head. And for what? Because of the exact war that you literally wanted to use as your defense was also a catalyst to the rest of what was going to happen. And don't give me this crap about this oppression doesn't exist. Jesse Williams hit it on the head. He hit it dead on the head. The fact that you had enough audacity to come out of nowhere and literally make it clear that anybody who basically is black doesn't deserve a voice, that's an insult to me. Now, where do I fit into this little equation of yours? Well, I'm not Jesse Williams. I'm not Beyonce. I'm not Al Sharpton. I'm not Jesse Jackson. I'm not Dr. Martin Luther King. I'm not Malcolm X. I'm not Abraham Lincoln. I'm not Charlemagne. I'm not even a member of Destiny's Child. Hell, I'm not even a member of Jay-Z's entourage. I'm just an African American who's actually trying to build himself back up to the top, who's actually trying to make something of himself. But when I literally sit here and I literally have my entire inbox flooded with people asking me, what is this broad's problem? And I'm kind of curious about that one. Is this that conservative cunningness of yours that basically comes out? Is it the fact that basically you spent the vast majority of your life literally sitting here kissing ass to basically get to where you are? I mean, let's be as realistic as possible. We know why One America actually sat here and put you on television. Pretty face, tight little body, perky breast. So far, all you've done is sit here and scream into a camera from a teleprompter. You want to know what I got as far as basically my script? Nothing. All I have is basically what's right here in front of me. And the thing is that gets me the most about it is that you kind of have this thing where you take bashes at everything. And everything is literally becoming too much for you. You've bashed Obama. You've bashed the Black Panthers. You've bashed practically everything that you can get your hands on. And for what? So your Republican mates can sit here and possibly consider you when they want somebody to talk to the media in the White House? That's cute. You want to know who else is a good Republican for you there, Tommy? Donald Trump. Yeah. I want you to think about that one before you start sitting here trashing everybody. And let's just get it all out right here and now. Let's get it all out. Tommy, I'm going to say this from the bottom of my heart. 5 minutes ago, you were a wet dream and an army brat's jockstrap. That's it. You haven't really done anything to basically earn your spot. It's just that if a company wants to sit here and make themselves available, make themselves good, make themselves useful, that, hell, let's just sit here and get some ditzy white girl who graduated from some shitty college and is coming from some shitty town and give her the world. You went from Rapid City, South Dakota to deep in the heart of Texas. And ever since then, you've been making it your business to get into our business. So now we're going to make it our business to get into your business. See, while Jesse Williams has the data, your boys have, well, you. Doesn't really bode well for you, really. I mean, let's be as realistic as possible there, Tommy. You really don't have many prospects outside of it. I'm sure Fox News will want to bring you in whenever Bill O'Reilly finally sits there and kicks over and dies, but we know that won't happen anytime soon. But I'm going to give you the best compliment in the world, though, Tommy. You do remind me of somebody else. Another dumb, crazy, kooky, insane, bitchy, whiny, conservative, bee-bagging, twat-waffling cunt bomb who didn't know when to just shut her damn mouth either and let us speak our piece. I want you to be able, I want you to do something for me, Tommy. When you're done actually hearing this, and you will hear this because you will be somewhere in the midst of it, I want you to go over to your little Twitter page, you know, with all those infamous little followers that you have because they're all about your views. I want you to go to that Twitter page, and I want you to search the name Nancy Grace. Now, Nancy Grace is also the one who basically took it upon herself to basically take a few shots at the African Americans in America as well. And that didn't bode well for her because she pissed off the wrong people. So much so, in fact, that she caught the actual attention of, coincidentally enough, me. Now, since then, Nancy Grace has kind of minded her P's and Q's, but there's still a part of her that literally wants to take a Corona bottle and shove it up her ass. Maybe see if we can actually get a good drink out of that one. The fact is that, Tommy, you basically spend all this time sitting here bashing and trashing everybody because of the fact that we have an opinion that is complete opposite of you. That we think differently than you do. So I guess in your case, as long as we're sitting there throwing touchdown passes and slamming that ball to that big giant hoop, or for that matter, doing a little dance with a fucking hockey stick and sitting here slapping that puck into that. But as long as we're not sitting here saying anything, then we're good. As long as we take the Marshawn Lynch approach, right? Where we just leave it to one sentence and say it over and over whenever y'all ask us a question. Did you not expect Black America to actually have a voice? Did you not expect them to actually have something to say? Did you not expect us to defend our president? I'm pretty sure that when your Republican president finally gets his ass into office and he does something stupid, you will be defending him till the cows come home, while the rest of the known nation is actually screaming their heads off about it. You want to sit here and you want to do your best because it's in the best interest of a shitty network and a lousy show. I've paid close attention to The Blaze, and let me tell you, The Blaze is nothing more than these nuts roasting on an open fire. And the fact is that you will spend the vast majority of your lifetime literally becoming the next Nancy Grace, and it's fine. You want to be the next Nancy Grace? Go ahead. Because one of these days, it's going to come down to that point where we're going to be literally side by side going tooth and nail. And that conversation is going to end one of two ways. You crying home to daddy, or me basically becoming Bill Clinton and turning you into Monica Lewinsky. Either way, it doesn't faze me. Actually, scratch that. I have standards. I don't do Republicans. The fact is that, Tommy, you really dropped the ball on this one. My biggest question to you is that, would you have bashed Justin Timberlake if he said the same thing, knowing full fact that he basically embraces hip-hop music, even sits there and tweaks his sound to be that of that genre? How about if Eminem walked up there on that stage and actually said that exact same thing? There were so many things that happened in the world. There was a jerk off that apparently raped a girl in college and only got a day in prison. There's a rumor that a judge apparently gave a Latino who did the exact same thing 3 years in prison. What else? There's these news anchors in Arizona who apparently bore a baby addicted to cocaine. But I guess because they're white, that doesn't matter. You say that this isn't a racial thing, but yet you keep attacking the race. It's not because of the fact that Jesse Williams is privileged. It's the fact that Jesse Williams actually did better than you in a fraction less of the time that you did. I'm very glad that you celebrated your 23rd birthday and you survived that one and all that fun stuff. It's great. It's truly great to know that for a fact that some 24-year-old cheerleader has enough audacity to come out on national TV and actually say that Beyonce should sit down, that Al Sharpton should sit down, that Jesse Williams should sit down. I got a better idea. How about you stay down, Tommy? How about you do all of us a favor and just come to the realization that you're not that good? That you spent all this time literally trashing the hell out of us, that you really had nothing else to talk about. In fact, it's almost like to say that if none of us responded to your nice little final thoughts, you really wouldn't have a show. You wouldn't have anything to talk about. You wouldn't have anything to say. And it's pretty sad. It's sad that you would actually have the audacity to say that we're not worthy of a voice. Whether it's through preaching, whether it's through data research, whether it's even through video blogs and podcasts. We deserve just as much as you do. There's a thing that's the difference between you and I. Is that you have to clean it up for your show. Me, I can go balls deep on you. And that's the sad part. Is that if you actually sat here and saw things from the other side of the spectrum, then maybe, just maybe, you would be a little more of an enjoyable person. But since you have a Republican mind, and seeing as how dear old daddy was some army brat who was probably a reservist anyway, I can see now that it's going to be a long, long, long 12 months for you. The fact that basically I had to come off of vacation to actually sit here and post this very video. The fact that I had to actually sit here and take time out of my R&R just to sit here and actually confront you once again because of comments that you literally say. You cannot compare your life to ours. You're privileged. We're earning ours. I would say you earned your stripes, but just from the way it's looking right now, it ain't looking that well. You are the literal poster child for all things that make any American sick to their stomach. And the fact that you would, in fact, I'm surprised that you didn't decide to sit here and actually go off on some jerk-offs who apparently decided that they were going to drop out of school and not own a map in their lives because they decided to take that time on their busy schedules to create a Facebook account or Twitter account or Instagram account and then trash a daughter of the president of the United States. And for what? So they could feel good about themselves at night? So that when they go to sleep, they know they did something that they thought was best for the world? But I didn't hear you talking about that. But then again, you wouldn't. You hate Obama. You hate him with a passion. We know this. We've seen it. Hell, I just watched 3 damn videos of you sitting here going on exactly what we're talking about. And let's just be realistic. You're not saying what's on the mind of everybody. You're just saying what's on your mind. Just like I'm not saying what's on everybody's mind. I'm saying what's going through my head. What's going through my head is that a teenager fresh out of college should have no say whatsoever and what ancestors did. Yes, you can look into an Encyclopedia Britannica to the cows come home, chick. But honestly, you know nothing about the oppression that's going on. This goes way beyond the Civil War, sweetheart. This goes with Little Rock and Springfield. This goes with Virginia Tech. This goes with Orlando, Florida. You could be literally sitting here going off on your own party for the fact that all of them have been mum completely. about the situation that's happened in the last 2 weeks in regards to gun control and hate crimes. Congratulations there, Tommy. For the second time in less than a year, you managed to commit a hate crime. Your hate crime, however, is well televised and well publicized. So while you're sitting here talking about every single African American that comes out and speaks against you, and while everybody wants to sit here, you want to say that you're not going to sink to our level, you don't have to sink to our level, darling. You don't have to. No. You already proven to us that your intelligence goes about as far as Rapid City could take you. And yeah, I can take low blows and pot shots at you. But these aren't low blows and pot shots. These are bona fide facts. These are things we have the data. Apparently you forgot that memo. And it's pretty ironic of how you literally think that you're higher than everybody else because you have a show called The Blaze or a network called The Blaze or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Sweetie, that doesn't make you better than us. It just makes you a media whore. But keep going. I'm pretty sure that about 2-3 days down the road, you'll have another response to the Instagrams and Twitters and barrage of Facebook posts and everything else that's basically going on about you. And I am almost damn certain that you and I will never have that nice little crossfire encounter in which you can explain to me, an African American who doesn't have $1 million in his bank account, doesn't drive Mercedes, doesn't have songs that involve drugs and booze and banging hookers. Yeah, I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to explain that to me there, Tommy. Explain this to somebody who actually is becoming a better person on his own with his mind. The best advice I can give you, Tommy, stay in your lane because you are not ready to cross over into this one. Because unlike your buddies at the Blaze, America will be watching, and America will have no problem whatsoever chiming in. I mean, what are the odds? A spoiled, rotten white chick from South Dakota versus a trash-talking, broke-down Negro from Missouri? That would be a ratings killer. Republican versus Democrat, liberal versus conservative, red versus blue, red versus white, black versus white, blonde versus bald. Tommy, you spent all your time trying to go after celebrities, but not once have you talked to the people that pay homage to those celebrities. I, for one, actually agree with Jesse Williams, and I'm man enough to admit that. And somewhere deep down in the cockles of your ball sack, you do too. And it's all fine and dandy that basically you want to go on and on about how you have never, ever made this about race. But in 2016, you're about over shit in defending that. So, Tomi Lahren, thank you for interrupting my vacation to come out and put you back in your place. Because you are the person who goes home and walks into their house, plays with their pets, has himself a little sandwich, clicks on their TV and watches as the world literally destroys itself around you. And then turn around and get up in the morning, say a little prayer, and then go to work and start bashing people left to right. Bear this in mind there, Tommy. God don't like ugly. And right now, you damn ugly. Now, do us all a favor. Put that in your final thought and then shove it up your ass. Power to the people. comes from within. And of course,